Hello builders, how are you doing today? Welcome to another building video with me, your buddy Stone. We got a special one for you today. It's the miniature marsupial, the tiny kangaroos, the happiest animal on the planet, the quokka, my favorite personal animal in the world. If you've ever seen a picture of a quokka, then I'm sure you agree. They are always so happy, and every time I see them, I just get a smile on my face. So we are going to start off this building by creating a small viewing area so people can see the quokkas sleeping in their little habitat. And across from them will be the koalas, but we will finish off the koala habitat in another video. And for the build, we are recreating the style that we've done in the other Australian builds, using that red rock with a little touch of green moss, just put a little bit of life into it. Using the same building style helps link this building to the rest of this area of the zoo. And if you're new to the channel, this is not just an Australian zoo we're building. This is actually a zoo that is housing every animal in the game. And currently this Australian section is just one small piece of it. As of recording, we have 130 species in the zoo, 11 sections complete, and 4 more sections to go. Now for the build, we are creating a small viewing area for our quokkas, making it eye level with the guests so they can have a nice view with our sweet little smiling boys. And I thought it looked a little boring just being one level, so we add a second level with some ramps so the quokkas can crawl their way up into it. And because I love having that perfect blend of nature and man-made objects, we add in some rocks as a backdrop to make it look more like a natural tunnel for the quokkas. If you've seen many of my other videos, you know I do love the rock work. The rock work is all over my zoo. Every habitat is just surrounded by rocks, and even the buildings are covered with it. Again, it just makes everything look like you're actually out in nature, and that's what I'm going for with this giant zoo. And for the roof, we're just putting a little bit of wood up there with some wood beams for support, and just a bright red roof to help the building pop a little bit more against the dull orange rock. Okay, maybe the rock isn't dull. I think actually that orange rock is beautiful and vibrant. I don't know why I said dull. Why didn't I just cut that out of the video and just re-record it? Because I'm lazy. That's why I'm doing it. Hey, you try building a zoo this big, see how much extra time you have. You gotta save those seconds where you can. And because I love that rock work, we're going to come in and just do a fine little bit of detailing inside to make it look like this building was just constructed inside the cave. Wanting to give our quokkas as much space as possible, I quickly flatten our temporary mountain I had placed and fully expand our space for these sweet smiling boys. Often while I am making a new section of zoo, I will make a quick template out of the mountains to kind of plan out where we're going to go with it. But sometimes I need to expand a little bit because I often make my habitats too big. Although I'm sure the animals won't say that. I'm pretty sure they want as much space as I can give them. And boy do quokkas want the space. While working on this fence, I failed to anticipate that the quokkas were big jumpers, and they could easily get over this small fence. Go figure, the fence was actually bigger than them and they could jump well over it. You know what? I should have expected that, being that these things are related to kangaroos, and they really are just tiny kangaroos in the end when you think about it. Cute, tiny, adorable little kangaroos. But now that we have the building and pathing mostly worked out, we come in to do our major bit of rock work. And we start by putting a rock wall around the outside of the habitat, as we so often do. Of course, as you're seeing, I am using my old copy-paste method, where I make a chunk of the wall and then just copy-paste it over again, and then adjust it ever so slightly from there. As I so often say, I am a lazy person, and I am willing to copy-paste whenever I get the chance to do it. And I recommend you do it too, because it's going to save you a lot of time if you ever want to do a giant zoo project like this. And it wouldn't be one of my builds without us adding in a waterfall. I always have to get a waterfall in whenever I can get it. Mostly because I love having natural water sources for animals to drink from, and nothing is more natural than a waterfall feeding the water source for the animals. And all that's left now is to finish off the back wall with some rocks. And while we're at it, we will add in some more rocks just to cover up the keeper door. I always prefer to cover up the keeper doors just so guests can't see where the keepers and the animals are going when they leave the habitat. With all that beautiful rock work out of the way, it's time to add in a few more touches to the habitat before we start putting all those plants in. First on the list is to create a small area for guests to come and listen to animal education talks, and a little roof on it to protect them from getting sunburnt in this hot shrubland exhibit. Next is to add in some feeding areas and some toys for our sweet quokkas so they can have the best life they deserve. One tip I have for your building is to make sure you plan out where you're going to be placing your feeders and your enrichment items, because there's a lot of times I've been burnt because I forgot this golden rule. I start decorating and I realize, oh no, I have to fit this huge mud pit in and now I gotta redo everything, and it's a real pain in the butt. Trust me. Learn from my mistakes. Plan ahead. And all things in life, not just Plant Zoo. There's your life lesson for the day from your buddy Stone. Now with all that rock work and buildings created, let's start greenifying this habitat with some trees and bushes and flowers and all those little things that quokkas are going to love. Because again, quokkas are the cutest little guys in the world, and we love them. We love those little smiles they give us. Now the quokkas love using these logs and using them as mini tunnels, so of course I'm going to be adding them underneath the rocks just to make it look like they are actually tunneling through something. I did say we would be doing plant work, and here I am just putting in more rocks. I am never done with that rock work, am I? Or maybe the rock work isn't done with me. Maybe I just can't get away from it. Maybe it's an addiction problem. Who knows? But we will get the plants in soon, I promise. Although beyond some grass and some bushes, there won't be many plants in this habitat, as they are more of a shrubland animal. And we don't want to overshadow our small little quokkas with some big old plants now, do we? And with our quokkas flooding the habitat, I then realized my mistake, where they can clearly jump over our fence. So to fix the problem, we use some maize, or some corn if you would rather call that. This is a great plant, as using it as a barrier is perfect. Animals, for some reason, will not cross through it. So feel free to make a maze, a literal maze, out of maize, and watch the animals try to solve it. There's my pun for the day. You're welcome. After a while I realized I wasn't quite happy with the way the corn looked, so I decided to go in and just cover up with a few bushes and other plants. And because they are a grassland animal, it involves us putting lots of grass and flowers all over, so that they have nice little fields to frolic in and keep those smiles going. And builders, I'm going to ask this, if you feel like answering, go ahead and answer down below. But do you like these videos being a little bit shorter? I used to make my videos a little longer, but I've recently started speeding up the footage to make them come in around 15 minutes each. Though if you are finding the footage to be a little too fast, let me know and I will adjust it in future videos. And on the other hand, if you really want to make it really slow to pay attention to, you can just slow down the YouTube video and listen to me talk in real slow-mo. Oh yeah. Or maybe I just start talking like this in all my videos and just go real slow in docile tones. I don't know, let me know. I can do a real slow voice once in a while too. Well, I guess we're nearing the end of the video where I should probably be doing those things people do on YouTube, where they ask you to, you know, like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and do all those little things. Well, you know what? Don't do it. Yeah, that's right. Don't do it. Just continue on to your next video and move on. That's right. Probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? Well, it's all part of my master plan to make you actually want to hit that button. Did the reverse psychology work? Probably didn't now that I've said it out loud. Well, now that I'm an idiot and just spoiled the whole game, why don't you just hit that button anyways, and give me a subscribe and a like, and come join me over on Twitch where I am building this zoo live or playing other chill games up on the channel. That link to Twitch is down below if you want to come see me over there. Anyone who does follow gets a place in the zoo on one of my many follower boards spread throughout the zoo, so one day when I finally finish the zoo and upload to the workshop, you can download it and find your name. And as you see on the screen right now, we have the building being named the Quokka Walka, which is of course a hint at what the next animal is going to be on the channel, from one marsupial to another. It's the koalas if you can't guess, and guess are going to be doing a Walka. Well, builders, now the only thing left is to watch that cinematic route of the final build. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later. Happy building. Goodbye.